Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. That's a site with curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read. It's going to help you find work more quickly. Now, I was looking for some questions to continue with tough interview questions because I think that's really where a lot of my focus is going to evolve over the next year. Excuse me. Just like I did a year of podcast shows about interviewing, I want to dig in deeper with tough interview questions and their answers. And in doing some homework, I stumbled into a website from a search firm. The site is Y Scouts, that's the letter Y, scouts.com. And they had a terrific article, 15 outstanding executive interview questions. And I want to be clear, I'm not endorsing the firm. I'm just simply saying they had some very good questions here. So I want to give them credit. Again, yscouts.com is the site, and it's 15 outstanding executive interview questions. There are hyphens between each of the words if you want to locate the page. So let me give you a couple of examples. Actually, let me give you all 15. Which one assumption people make about you is dead wrong? It's a great question because it reveals emotional intelligence and self-awareness about how you affect others. If you were going to teach a college course, which course would you teach? So it basically reveals where some of your passion is about, as well as where you think your strengths are. What leader or leaders do you look up to and why? Now, I'm not a big fan of this question because I think it doesn't reveal as much as a firm hopes for, because most people will come up with pat answers or pat names. But if you go with a name they've never heard of, and then talk about the qualities and characteristics that this person has, I think that serves you better. And you could talk in terms of, I know a lot of people might talk in terms of Steve Jobs or Jack Welch or Larry Ellison or whoever the famous leader is. But there was a woman or a guy who really was very helpful to me. And what they did was reveal to me some things I didn't know. And then you go into some of that. And that becomes a great way to answer it. What is one truth you believe in that most people disagree with you on? So it helps them understand the belief system of the candidate. What's one assumption people make about you that's dead wrong? I already did that one. I'm sorry. Who's your mentor or mentors, and what recent challenges have you sought their advice for? Now, I think this is a wonderful question in that real leaders don't try and figure everything out on their own. What they try to do is, when I identify a problem, they put a cord of support around themselves so that they're not doing everything by themselves. They have a mentor, they have coaches, they have advisors who can see things from different angles than they can. So it's a great question. It's very revealing. Tell me about a time where you had to make a tough business decision that supported your company's purposes, but may have had a negative short-term financial impact. It's a gutty question, and you have to reveal guts to answer it. Tell me about a time you broke a rule for an employee. So it talks in terms of people orientation. There are employee handbook rules. These aren't safety risk rules, the firm points out. Again, some good observations here can be gained by an employer or search firm about you. If you went back and gave your 21-year-old self a valuable piece of advice, what would you say? Now, the pat answer is don't work so hard. It's all going to work out. You don't have to feel frightened about everything. These are all pat predictable answers. Go deeper. Think about this one in advance so you can actually reveal something, not too revealing that you hurt your candidacy, but you know what I mean. As you think about your career, who's a team member who had a huge impact on it, and what are you doing today as a result of your leadership? question doesn't need explanation. If you could work on solving any problem in the world, what one problem would it be? Again, this is one that reveals your passion and something about your character. It also, if you can align your answer with the firm you're interviewing and its mission and purpose, that's the home run. What is your leadership philosophy? Now, the question's vague, as the search firm points out. It's intentionally done that way. So basically, they want to hear you reveal core values or the way in which you lead. So think core values as you answer this question. What's the one mistake you've made in your career wish you could go back and fix? Go back in time to when you were a rookie. The classic answer I suggest to people is always one around how you tried to tough things out when you were struggling on something, didn't give your boss a heads up, and you learned that there's an impact of your action upon others. Others were affected by it, and you decided to, you took away from this that you can't, you have to let your boss know at the earliest possible point you need help. Yes, you can try and tough it out while they're helping you, but the idea becomes what you do affects others and their work. Tell me about a contentious situation between colleagues that you've had to resolve. How did you work through the tension? So this is about conflict resolution. Now, it doesn't say you and colleagues, it says colleagues. Perhaps it's about subordinates in your group or between someone you report to and a subordinate in another group. Don't put yourself into this situation as though you're the one that's having the difficult situation. Instead, put subordinates in. What specific mental, physical, emotional, or spiritual activities do you engage in to keep yourself operating at optimum level? I don't need to explain that. And the last one, which I think is an important one, what are you learning right now? For many people, their growth becomes stilted as they get more experience. They become so immersed in their immediate tasks, they stop learning. And the best leaders, the most successful individuals, are constantly learning. Don't think in terms of, I don't have time to do that right now. Read, take classes, go to lectures, go to conferences, talk about your coaching relationships. Basically think in terms of where you can continually grow. After all, you're not a finished product, and they don't believe you should be a finished product. Instead, talk about who your advisors are in life and what you've been learning in recent times. It could be about people management and people leadership, and the difference between people management and people leadership. So be creative here. I hope you found this helpful. Again, yscouts.com is where this is located. If you're interested in my coaching you, helping you with interview preparation, critiquing your resume, assisting with a salary negotiation, helping you with hiring, not as a recruiter, but to help you improve your operations as a coach, reach out to me by connecting with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you saw this video. I love knowing that I'm helping folks. And once we're connected, message me. We'll set up a time to speak. I hope to have a chance to be of help to you. Have a great day. Take care.